Hello everyone, welcome back to another pastel video, and it's Ginger here, and we are working in our sketchbook today. So this is my Etcher sketchbook, and I am doing some kind of value and colour studies and just kind of doing some working out on what I want to do. I've got a couple more coastal beach scenes. I really love the beaches of the islands here in Scotland, especially the two Uis and Hoy and Barra and Westeray. They just all got some really beautiful white sandy beaches with this gorgeous, glorious kind of turquoise aquamarine water that's crystal clear. Absolutely freezing, but so beautiful with these white sandy beaches. So I've done a couple of bigger pieces of the beaches before. I'll see if I can pick up an image from one of them and stick it here for you. So I'm going to do some just kind of initial sketches and colour studies and just kind of do some working out on what I'd like to do. So the first one we've got is a beach called Tregaberg Beck, and it's a gorgeous long stretch of white sand and this gorgeous kind of turquoisey colour water. And I think what we'll probably do is I want to start with watercolour, lay down some watercolour and then get at it with some pastels. I've got some Rembrandts to the side of me, I've got some pan pastels, and I've also got my trusty cup of pastel pencils as well. So let's start with, I want to start with some watercolour. It's quite a stormy, there was a storm coming in at the time, so quite stormy clouds in the sky, but I don't really want, I want the tone, I don't really want clouds, if you know what I mean. Nice to say yes, there's something there, but I don't know. I like clouds and I like doing clouds, but when I do things like this, I don't want the sky to be a focus. I want the ground to be the focus here. So let's do that. I'm going to add some water down where I want to go. The paper in the Etcher book is quite smooth, which is great. Quite a lot of sky actually in this. I might have to cut that in order to get my expanse of I've got a nice kind of blue-green. So I'm just going to spread that on. I want to keep these quick. I don't want to spend loads of time focusing on it. I just want to get some colour down and just enjoy the process of just kind of playing, seeing what we've got. I quite like that. I don't know why it's doing that there, but never mind. Oh, that might have come through from the other side, that's fine. I'm gonna add some water to the rest of the page here. Enough. This paper's pretty good for water actually. I know it's a mixed media sketchbook, so it's supposed to hold up. I do like to generally oversaturate my paper when it comes to water. Let's see, I'm going to soften that edge there. What have we got? There's greens going on. They're kind of really nice mossy kind of green. Just thinking I might want to, yeah. So you can see I've kind of got a mossy green there, but actually quite like this kind of blue green that I've got going on here as well, because these distant hills here are slightly different. They're kind of more blue tone because they're in the distance. So there's one there, and there's one kind of coming up here like that. Yep, and then we've got our mossy green, which cuts in front of it. Yeah, where it comes across there, so comes across kind of like that. The reason I also like these beaches is because you get these really wonderful pops of what I refer to as coastal heather. I actually don't know what it is. Maybe one day I'll actually work it out. It's I refer to it as coastal heather, and when it gets to the coast, it tends to be this gorgeous kind of rusty orange colour. It's absolutely stunning. It just adds this really interesting pop and contrast colour, which you don't really get anywhere else. You also got this rock outcropping here. It actually then continues off to the left and the road's there, so, but for the sake of my sanity, we're just gonna do that. I'm just gonna wet this down. I plan on trying to get just a few sketches in today. So this brown that I've got here, is this a sienna or umber? I think this is an umber that I've got here. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna add a little bit of green to it. And then, see, just along the edge. And we've got bits of it there. And then a little bit of it here where we've got our outcropping, like that. This isn't about being exact, this is just about getting some colour down. Now, I'm going to get rid of some of this green from here, see if we can make up this turquoise. I want some of this green and this blue. So this is the blue green, and then some of this blue. Look at that, what a gorgeous colour. So that's the darker bit, which is further out. Oh, kind of messed up there because obviously the beach is there, but that doesn't matter too much at this point. Because I'm putting pastel over the top, so it's not going to matter too much. Right, I'm going to yellow that. I'm going to put some this yellow in it and just green that slightly with a bit more blue. Right, so we want a more kind of greeny blue. It's a bit more vibrant, if you know what I mean. And it's in a nice, it's in quite a curve actually, this, but me being me, I don't do curves, so no. Yeah, I'm not happy with that, where that escaped from and to. And then we've got, obviously the sand here. It's not really, the sand is quite interesting because it's not really any particular colour, being white, but it has got a slight tone to it. Also got this slight kind of almost purple tone going around the edge, the water here. Probably doesn't make much sense, but yeah, like that. So we're just looking at colours, shapes, what's where, how does it look, and then yeah, you probably can't even really see that colour that's going on there. There's lots of different colours. Right. Okay. Right guys, as you can see, I've done my second beach scene here with a little bit more kind of darker grey green tones for the sky and for the beach. So we're going to work with this one first. I've got some Rembrandts here and my pastel pencils as well, so we will have a look and see what I fancy doing, because I've got both of them. So let's have a look at the other one. I've got so many photos going on now. Where is it? There it is. Right. So I really like the sea. I want to bring these colours forward a bit, because there's nothing like a good turquoise, and I really like turquoise as a colour. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to just bring some of this in. So it does kind of come in like that, kind of. I'm just allowing the paper to kind of force this into different shapes here. And then using this to kind of form some lines. We like lines, we know we like lines, so we're just going to do that. And we know our water comes down around anyway, like that, but that's a much lighter colour, so probably closer to kind of this. Nope, not light enough. And then we've got some of our kind of bluey tones. It kind of pales out when it gets down here, so that's what we're going to do. Just pale that out a wee bit. Do some squiggly lines. I like squiggly lines, we like squiggly lines. And then we're looking for a more of a kind of blue, dark kind of blue-green. This is a good thing with pastels, is pastels make you really think, because you have, I'm not going to say limited, but you do have a limited colour palette versus, for example, what you'd get from kind of like working with actual paint. Obviously with paint you can mix, you know, any colour, and you can mix all the different tones. You can't do that with pastel. Well, you can, but it's a lot harder to mix. So ideally what you want to do is you want to be able to kind of bring in colours that you have, and obviously that means expanding your pastel collection until you've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of colours, which isn't practical and also is incredibly expensive. So definitely not something I would recommend. So this is a nice kind of purple violet, and as I said earlier, there's this kind of purple violet run that kind of comes along here. Which is kind of where you've got, I suspect it's just where you've got wet sand and then where the water's receded. So, like that. I'm just gonna, because this beach curves, I like the fact, I just want to make sure that I'm accenting these, how curved this beach actually is as we go that way. And along, like that, right like that, that's nice. We want a kind of grey, kind of slight yellow colour. That's where the beach sand kind of goes off this way, round the corner. You can't really see it. You can, but you can't. So we're just gonna see there's kind of like sections where there's sand drift, so where the wind has picked it up and it ends up being slightly, kind of not slightly darker, but just kind of slightly more shaped like that. Okay, and then it goes up into the sands actually. I'll make sure that I capture some of that. So it kind of does come up like this into the sand, so it forms kind of like sand dunes along the shore, like that. I know we've got the rock formation there, so I'm making sure that we've shaped that. Now I want to get in some of this greenage. Looking for one of our kind of darker mossy greens. Like this one, this is a gorgeous colour. It's quite dark, it's quite intense, so I've got to be careful about how much I actually want to use. But you do that there, you can see we've got our rock that comes here, and the grass there, and the rest of that just kind of comes down. So I'm just going to do a bit of that there, and up, it goes up that way. We've got our rock here, so I'm just trying to make sure that I don't lose the shape of that. Come down. The rest of this will be the rock, so I'm not too fussed there. And then here we've got obviously our sand dunes, so, and this kind of tops the end of each sand dune. So I'm just allowing the pastel just to kind of touch the paper and then pick up and just see where it goes. And this actually does continue all the way around, so I'm just literally touching, scrape, touch down, so it just kind of dots all the way along as it goes into the distance back here. Quite like, yeah, that's nice, I like that. Okay, so I want to bring in obviously a bit more of the green. I need to go a bit lighter but also a bit bluer. Okay, what I'm doing with this. So yeah, kind of lighter and bluer. Thinking more kind of this colour, which is very green when you compare it to what we're doing. I might overlay some pastel over the top of that, so I'm not too fussed at the minute. Because this is where we get our definition between our distant here, that comes down and then back up again. We're just making sure we've got our kind of lines in basically there for where it's going, because it comes up and flattens out and you've got this weird kind of grey purple going on. So let's find that. It's kind of more like this. And that basically is our distance, kind of where you've got bands of trees. Because it's in the distance, it cools down, and as it cools down, you get a more bluer tone. And you start losing some of that kind of depth of colour, the saturation. So I'm going to do that. That's our distant hill coming in there. You can see me bringing them in here like that. And we're also going to use this to do this rock, so this is a gorgeous colour for this rock. So we're going to just use the shape of the pastel to kind of help form the rock. Just dig in and then pull down. Like that there. Right. Do I want to then add to the sky is the question. Maybe, I think. But this is one of our light blues. And we have got this kind of huge band that I'd like to kind of play with where the watercolour is and where the patterning is here, and then just follow some of the lines in that's come kind of where the watercolour is separated slightly with water. And it's kind of one of the reasons why I use loads of water, because it gives me the ability to then kind of create natural shapes, allow the water to create the shapes on the page rather than what would be very forced shapes from me just kind of hand drawing them, because no amount of loose drawing is ever gonna, you know, create natural organic shapes, and no matter how hard you try, there is still some element of thought into it. It's like a ridge of cloud where it comes here, where it's darker. I quite like it, so I want to bring that in. The same, it comes down here slightly. that. And there's a bit here where it's darker on the underside of the cloud. I'm just dabbing it wherever, doesn't really matter. And just follow around the shape I've just created there. Right. Let's smooth some of this out where I want it a little less textured. Yeah, that's come out really, really nicely. I really like the kind of the shapes and the contrast and the lines in that one. So how are we doing? Have I got time to work on the other one? Not quite. So what I'll do is I'll leave it there for now, and then what we'll do is we'll come back and I'll do another short video to do the pastel work on this one. But what I'll do for the meantime is I want to add some pastel pencil to this just to give it a bit more detail, and then we'll leave it for the day. And then we'll come back for the other one, hopefully. What's this? It's a nice brown colour. Just give me some shapes where it comes down onto the beach. I'm not really looking for anything specific, just looking for what shapes are on the page, what shapes are in the image. So we've got this bit that kind of comes over here like that, and then this bit actually comes up and cuts across the top of it. Remember, this isn't going to be an exact representation, it's never supposed to be. The point of it is that this is what you got in the photo and what you've got in your memory. And it's true that the best paintings are often done en plein air, so that you are living in the moment and you're capturing not just the scenery, but you're also capturing the essence. So, you know, how you're feeling, the temperature, the weather, the way the wind blows. Certainly on this beach when it was windy, the sand being kind of picked up by the wind and then flown across the rest of the sand bed of the beach, and you can actually hear it. It makes this really interesting kind of hissing sound, and just the feel of it, the kind of when you're walking on the sand as well, the feel of that, like it's quite soft sand on this beach, so you end up with, you know, you sink slightly, so then you're off balance. So it's just, yeah, it's things like that where you aren't able to capture that, which is why a lot of the time when I can, I actually take video rather than reference photos, because it actually captures a lot of the noise and the sense and the movement of what's going on, which is really nice. Some really nice kind of shape, like I'm going to call them holes in this rock. So it kind of comes and then comes down like this rock. This bit that comes up here like that, and then another bit that's kind of darker there. Yes, I've skipped the fence post that's stopping me falling off the slight edge of the cliff there, but I mean, it's not really a cliff, it's like 2 feet up, but where the end of the sand dune is, so I don't fall off. That's a bit better, I like that, yeah. Okay, let's leave it, otherwise I'm going to do too much. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed me working on this. Yeah, I'm a bit croaky. We're in Panto Week with the amateur group at the moment, so I am exhausted, and I've got 2 full house shows today, one at lunchtime, one this evening, so I'm going to be absolutely shattered, and then another full house tomorrow matinee. So we'll leave it for now. I will do another short video, as I said, for this one, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed me working on this one, and I will see you all soon. Ta-ta for now.